The British Prime Minister had set a deadline of October 15th in the Brexit negotiations. The EU wants to continue negotiating even after its summit, that's today and tomorrow. The European Union wants to ignore the deadline set by Great Britain in the dispute over a Brexit trade agreement. A draft of the final document for the EU summit today and tomorrow shows that the EU will continue to negotiate intensively in the coming weeks. The British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, however, remains open to break off the talks. Johnson phoned EU Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen and Council Chairman Charles Michel on Wednesday evening and then explained, the Prime Minister stated that a deal is desirable, but expressed disappointments that no more progress had been made in the past 2 weeks. Johnson looks forward to hearing about the results of the EU summit scheduled for today and tomorrow and will then decide whether the UK will continue to negotiate. Johnson had threatened to break off the negotiations if no compromise was found with the EU by October 15th, that is, today. This is about a contract that will regulate economic relations after the Brexit transition phase ends. And this is at the end of the year and thus avoid tariffs and trade barriers. However, they are far from reaching an agreement. Great Britain left the EU on February 1st. However, it remains in the EU internal market and the customs union until the end of the year. After the conversation, von der Leyen and Michel emphasized that the EU is not striving for an agreement at any price. The conditions for fishing, competition rules and the monitoring of the agreement should be right, said von der Leyen. We still have a lot of work to do. In the telephone conversation with Johnson, they again pushed for progress at the negotiating table, added Michel. The EU summit document being prepared for today states that the European Council notes with concern that progress has been inadequate on the issues that are most important to the Union. The EU still wants an agreement. EU Chief Negotiator Michel Barnier was asked to step up negotiations to ensure that an agreement can be applied from January 1st. The Scottish Prime Minister, or as we would call her, but you would call her First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, campaigned for the European Union's support for Scotland's independence shortly before the EU summit. The Scottish government believes that the best future for our country as an independent nation lies within the EU, wrote Sturgeon in a guest article for the German newspaper Die Welt. She described Brexit as irresponsible and foolish and harmful to the economy. Sturgeon accused the government of British Prime Minister Johnson of nefarious. With the government in London determined to turn its back on consensus and solidarity, Scotland needs an alternative way forward. A poll released on Wednesday shows Scots' support for independence from Britain has risen to a record high. In the survey by the Ipsos Mori Institute, 58% were in favor of independence, and that is now for months in the polls that there is a majority for independence. The poll also revealed strong support for Sturgeon and her Scottish National Party, the SNP, for the next election in May. However, Prime Minister Johnson had repeatedly ruled out transferring the powers to organise a referendum to the Scottish Regional Parliament. And if you now want to see something completely different than politics, just to relax a bit, have a look on my new German channel here. Don't worry, you don't have to understand German for this. First of all, there are automatic subtitles now, so don't mind the language, but the topic will describe itself. And if you want to see something more about European or global politics right now, YouTube has chosen another of my videos right here for you on the end screen. I'll see you in my next video. Click and enjoy. Viel Spaß!